Jackie, darling, thank you for the call.
Well, I am delighted to be calling you today, Brian.
It's wonderful to be chatting with you here on BURGH VIVANT, and I have to tell you, you've called it a wonderful time. I am sitting here relaxing in the BURGH VIVANT studio, in my tuxedo, by the way, enjoying a Jackie Collins, the drink that was designed for you by Wolfgang Puck.
Oh, that is the most delicious drink.
So we are
vodka and raspberries and lemonade and club soda and ice and lime, and you shake it all up and you've got yourself a treat.
And I am enjoying it, but I have to say, I think I have a little bit of a buzz on the Jackie right now.
Good.
But it's divine. It's absolutely divine.
Oh, that's not bad.
And let's catch up on you just a bit for a moment. Author of 29 New York Times best-selling novels, which is no small feat, by the way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Such titles as Married Lovers and my personal favorite, The Bitch, by the way.
Oh, the Jackie Collins, which you, of course, can find in the Lucky Santangelo Cookbook.
Indeed, and listen, anybody that opens their cookbook with a cocktail recipe, has got my vote right there, let me tell you.
Well, I wanted to make it a book that was, I call it delicious and decadent, because if you're on a diet, forget about it.
Well, that's good to be honest like that up front. And, I'll be honest with you, when I first heard that Jackie Collins was doing a cookbook, given the, reputation of, some of your novels, I thought to myself, I'm expecting, maybe recipes for the use of whipped cream outside of the kitchen, if you catch my drift, But this book is delightful. It really is.
Well, the recipes are so delicious, I have to tell you. You have to try the Santangelo salmon with red miso and, brown sugar. I don't believe in using anything fake, Faking is not for me.
You are all about the truth, and, I think that carries through in your novels. In fact, I believe that at one point you said the truth is actually stranger than fiction.
Yeah, I've said that many times. Yeah. I love writing about what I see, and I live in Hollywood, and I see all kinds of things, as you can imagine.
Yes. We could talk for hours. I have
absolutely.
No doubt about that over at Jackie Collins or 3.
Exactly.
But the cookbook is delightful, and I have to, it's packed with wonderful photos of you and all of your delightful friends and acquaintances of the Hollywood set. Do you yourself entertain?
I do, and all those photos were taken when I was entertaining, I mean, everybody from Sidney Poitier to Denise Richards to Suzanne Summers, they're all in there, and I love entertaining. I love people to come to my house, and I want them to have a great time. I feel, and I put some hints in the book about what music you can play, and there's drinks, and there's desserts, and there's sauces, and there's pastas, but I love to give comfort food to people when they come to my house, and there's a lot of comfort food in the book, like my recipe for meatloaf and meatballs and things like that, that Lucky loves. I mean, she loves to sit down with her family and entertain them. And I wanted the book to be fun. Well, I write little scenes between Lucky and Lenny and between Bobby and Max, who are characters in the books, and I came up with these little scenes. So not only do you get a recipe, but you get a little scene between your favorite character and her husband or her kid or whatever, and then you get the music you should play and how you should design your table, and it's unlike any cookbook out there, let me put it that way. It's more like a fun book, but with great recipes.
Right, it's a double read, and I think that it's a must for any Lucky Santangelo fan. And a perfect gift, certainly. And leopard print on the inside. I mean, who can go wrong with that?
I know. But very subtle, designed very subtly, because leopard can go over the top. We don't want that. We just want it to look great.
Tasteful, in true Jackie Collins style.
Yes,
you considered every detail. We love it. And I think that Pittsburgh, in particular, is going to be very excited about this cookbook. Pittsburgh was just named by Bon Appetit magazine the best new food city in 2014.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I remember being in Pittsburgh when I was traveling across the country in my Married Lovers Rockstar bus.
Yes,
and I had a fabulous time there. There's a sandwich that you're particularly famous for, isn't there? What would that be?
The Primanti Brothers sandwich with the coleslaw and the French fries.
That's exactly what I had. And I remember it so well. It was so delicious. And everybody said, you're going to Pittsburgh, you must have that.
Well, I'm glad you did, because just 2 or 3 weeks ago we had as a guest on the show the managers of the original Primanti Brothers downtown, which and she's been there for 40 years. Primanti's been there since 1932. And actually, we were on the JackieCollins.com website, and we were looking at photos from your tour here, and we found one of you at Primanti's with a big smile on your face in front of a sign that said "Double Meat."
I know. I had such a good time there. It was so much fun, and I would roll up in this huge rock and roll bus, and that made it even more fun. I should have done a cooking tour with the Lucky Santangelo Cookbook bus tour. I must do it again, because it was just a wonderful experience, and to go to all the different cities that I went to, but Pittsburgh was definitely a standout.
Well, if you ever do decide to travel with the cookbook, Pittsburgh would love to have you. Okay. And when you're here, call me up. We'll go to all the finest bars, and we will order a Jackie Collins at every single one of them.
I love it. I love it. And we can have a Venus Bellini, too.
Oh, yeah. We'll run the gamut. We'll turn the pages of the book and have a ball. It'll be delightful. We will, yeah. What about Poor Little Bitch Girl? Oh, another one. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
You know, I have the film of the bitch.
Oh, you do?
Some gal named Joan Collins. I don't know.
Who is she?
You may have heard of her. I don't know.
Actually, The Stud is a much better movie than The Bitch.
Oh.
Because The Bitch is kind of a sequel to The Stud, and I didn't write it, but I wrote the Stud screenplay. And if you want to see Joan naked, then buy yourself a DVD of The Stud.
Well, I'm sold. And on Amazon and on Kindle. Do you get into the Kindle now, the digital books?
I do. A lot of people buy my books on Kindle. I personally like to have a book in my hand as opposed to reading it on a device.
I agree with you.
But a lot of people love devices, so you know I'm happy about that. As long as they're reading, I'm happy.
Yeah, for my taste, leopard print just doesn't translate as well over Kindle as it does in a physical book.
You're so right.
To each their own.